all I have to do is walk up the stairs and go to a different room. It's like 45 seconds away. But I never go do it, which is fascinating to me because it's like, well, I was checking my phone every 5 minutes if it was next to me. So you would think I wanted to do it. But I never wanted it bad enough to walk 45 seconds upstairs. And modern society has done this weird thing where so many of the behaviors and technologies are so frictionless now. They're so convenient that we find ourselves doing them just with an inkling of desire. We don't actually really want them, but they're so easy that we'll just fill space with them.
Yeah.
And so this law, the third law, is about trying to get that to work for you when it comes to building good habits. So reducing the number of steps between you and the good habits and increasing the number of steps between you and the bad ones. So you want to make it difficult for that. And one of the metaphors I like to use is like a garden hose. So imagine you have a hose that's like bent in the middle and there's a little bit of water trickling out. If you want to get more water through the hose, then you have two options. The first is you could just crank up the valve and force water through. But that increases friction and increases tension in the system. The other option is just to unfold the bend and let the water flow through naturally. And that also gets more water to flow through, but it reduces tension and reduces friction. And so much of the conversation about building better habits and achieving peak performance is all the mental equivalent of cranking up the valve. You need to work harder. You need to have grit, persevere, hustle, grind. And it's not that those qualities are bad. It's just that it increases tension in the system. And what you really want is to create a setup where it's easy to do the things that pay off in the long run. And you have the mentality of I'm the type of person who will work hard. So you want to reduce the tension wherever you can.
A more sustainable, gentle solution than, rise and grind versus remove these things that are in your way every single day that actually are pretty easy to remove or create distance between to make it easier for you to do the thing that you're trying to do.
You're really trying to prime your environment to make the default action easier. And sometimes you can do that with environment design stuff that we talked about earlier. Other times you can do it by taking actions ahead of time that pay off in the future. So like, say you're trying to build a better sleep habit. There are a variety of one-time actions you could take today that make it easier to get better sleep every night after this. You could test different mattresses and see which one leads to the best night's sleep and buy that one. You could purchase blackout curtains so that your room is dark. You could buy earmuffs or earplugs so that you can sleep more soundly. Get a sleep mask so that you can sleep on the road or in hotels. There are some of those things like the chili pad or some of the other stuff that will cool the temperature of the bed to a more ideal rate.
Or you can get a tent and sleep in your backyard like I do.
There you go. You could sleep outside. You could also buy, there's this little device called an outlet timer. And it costs like $10 on Amazon. And my friend near Ayal, he bought one and he plugged it into it's like an adapter. You plug it into the outlet and then you plug the device into the timer. And so he plugged his internet router into it and set the timer for 10 p.m. each night, and it would kill the power to the internet router at 10. So then it's like, well, Netflix doesn't work. I can't browse the web. It's time for everybody to go to bed.
Oh, that's interesting.
And so imagine if you just did, I just listed off 7 or 8 things there, but imagine if you did 5 of those. Well, now suddenly you're in an environment where getting better sleep as a habit is much easier. And those are all just one-time choices that paid off for you in the future. And there's a bunch of stuff like that, depending on the habit. Finance habits are a good example. Automated savings or automatic deposit into your 401k or stuff like that.